The world watched in astonishment as the events unfolded. Ukraine, a nation many underestimated, stood its ground against the formidable might of Russia. Russia possessed a massive nuclear arsenal, a symbol of its military dominance. Ukraine did not have such an arsenal. Many experts and analysts expected a swift Russian victory, predicting Ukraine would fall quickly. Instead, Ukraine mounted a staunch and determined defense, surprising the world. They even launched counter-offensives, pushing back Russian forces and reclaiming lost territories. This unexpected turn of events has challenged long-held assumptions about the power and effectiveness of nuclear deterrence. How could a nation with such a formidable nuclear arsenal be held at bay by a smaller, less equipped country? The answer is complex, rooted in a web of global norms, political realities, and intricate military calculations. Russia's nuclear weapons, while a source of immense destructive power, have proven to be a blunt instrument in the face of Ukrainian resilience and determination. This conflict has exposed the limits of nuclear deterrence in the 21st century, showing that sheer destructive power is not always decisive. It raises profound questions about the future of warfare and international security, challenging us to rethink our strategies and assumptions in this new era. Russia inherited a vast nuclear arsenal from the Soviet Union, a chilling reminder of the Cold War. This arsenal is meticulously maintained, a potent symbol of Russia's enduring military might. It includes intercontinental ballistic missiles, submarine-launched ballistic missiles, and strategic bombers. These weapons form the backbone of Russia's nuclear triad, designed to ensure a retaliatory strike even in the face of a devastating first attack. This arsenal, coupled with Russia's assertive rhetoric, was meant to deter any adversary, large or small. The sheer destructive power of these weapons was intended to render any attack on Russia unthinkable. Yet, Ukraine's resistance has challenged this assumption, exposing the limitations of nuclear weapons in achieving political objectives. The horrors of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, where atomic bombs were dropped in 1945, cast a long, dark shadow over the world, forever altering the course of history. These catastrophic events seared the devastating consequences of nuclear war into the global consciousness, leaving an indelible mark on humanity. In the aftermath, the international community came together with a shared resolve, forging treaties and establishing norms designed to prevent the use of these horrific weapons ever again. The Non-Proliferation Treaty, signed by the vast majority of nations, seeks to prevent the spread of nuclear weapons and promote peaceful uses of nuclear energy. The Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons, though not yet ratified by all nuclear-armed states, further reflects the global revulsion at the prospect of nuclear war and the desire for a world free of nuclear threats. These agreements and the norms they embody have created a powerful taboo against the use of nuclear weapons, reinforcing the idea that such weapons should never be used again. The threat of international condemnation and isolation serves as a potent deterrent, even for nations that might see a strategic advantage in using these weapons. The global community remains vigilant, continually working towards a safer nuclear-free world. Russia's invasion of Ukraine triggered a wave of international sanctions, crippling its economy. These sanctions have choked off access to financial markets, disrupted supply chains, and isolated Russia from the global economy. This economic vulnerability has placed significant constraints on Russia's ability to wage war. The Kremlin is acutely aware that any escalation to nuclear war would likely trigger even more crippling sanctions. Furthermore, Russia relies on China and India for economic and diplomatic support. Both countries have expressed deep reservations about the use of nuclear weapons. Russia cannot afford to alienate these crucial partners. Section 5. When deterrence fails. Lessons from history. History is replete with examples of deterrence failing, even when nuclear weapons are involved. The 1999 Kargil War between India and Pakistan, both nuclear-armed nations, demonstrated that territorial disputes and historical grievances can override the fear of nuclear escalation. Israel, despite its undeclared nuclear arsenal, has been embroiled in conflicts with its neighbors. These cases highlight a crucial point. Nuclear weapons do not guarantee immunity from conflict, When the stakes are high enough and the perceived benefits outweigh the risks, nations may be willing to engage in conventional warfare, even in the shadow of nuclear weapons. Section 6. The Kursk incursion, a calculated risk. Ukraine's incursion into Russia's Kursk region, while a significant development, did not provoke a nuclear response. Kursk, while historically and culturally important to Russia, is not considered a core strategic territory. The limited scope of the incursion suggested a calculated risk by Ukraine, a probing of Russia's red lines. Russia's response was measured, focusing on repelling the incursion rather than escalating the conflict. This restraint suggests that the Kremlin, while rattled by the incursion, is unwilling to risk a wider war, especially one with the potential for nuclear escalation. Section 7. Tactical nuclear weapons. A dangerous gamble. Russia possesses a range of tactical nuclear weapons, smaller yield devices designed for battlefield use. The use of these weapons, while potentially less catastrophic than a strategic nuclear strike, would still be a dangerous gamble. The fallout from such weapons could contaminate territory that Russia aims to control, potentially impacting its own population. Moreover, using tactical nuclear weapons would cross a significant psychological threshold. It could shatter the global taboo against nuclear weapons, making future use more likely. This could trigger a wider escalation, potentially drawing NATO into the conflict. Section 8. The Fog of War. Miscalculations and Uncertainty. War is a realm of chaos and uncertainty. Even the most carefully crafted plans can unravel in the heat of battle. Miscalculations and miscommunications can occur, leading to unintended escalation. The presence of nuclear weapons adds another layer of complexity and danger to this volatile mix. The risk of misinterpreting an opponent's intentions or of a seemingly minor incident spiraling out of control is ever present. This underscores the need for clear communication, restraint, and a recognition that even in the most heated conflicts, dialogue and diplomacy must remain open. Section 9. The Power of International Condemnation. Russia's invasion of Ukraine has been met with widespread international condemnation. Governments around the world have denounced the invasion, imposing sanctions and providing aid to Ukraine. This unified response has isolated Russia diplomatically and economically. The Kremlin is acutely aware of the power of global public opinion. The use of nuclear weapons would likely trigger a wave of revulsion and condemnation, further isolating Russia on the world stage. This potential for international backlash serves as a powerful deterrent against nuclear escalation. Section 10. Ukraine's courage, a beacon of hope. Ukraine's defiance in the face of Russian aggression has inspired the world. Their courage and determination have showcased the power of resilience and the enduring human spirit. Ukraine's resistance has demonstrated that even a nation facing a numerically superior and nuclear-armed adversary can defend its freedom and sovereignty. Their fight has galvanized international support and exposed the moral bankruptcy of Russia's aggression. Ukraine's stand for freedom serves as a beacon of hope, reminding the world that even in the darkest of times the human spirit can prevail. Section 11. The Future of Deterrence in a Changing World. The conflict in Ukraine has raised profound questions about the future of deterrence in a world grappling with complex geopolitical shifts. As nations navigate these turbulent waters, the traditional methods of maintaining peace and stability are being put to the test. The traditional model of deterrence, based on the threat of massive retaliation, appears increasingly inadequate in an era of hybrid warfare, cyber attacks, and asymmetric conflicts. These new forms of conflict challenge the old paradigms and demand innovative strategies that can address the multifaceted nature of modern threats. The conflict has underscored the need for a more nuanced understanding of deterrence, one that takes into account not only military capabilities, but also economic interdependence, international norms, and the power of global public opinion. Economic sanctions, diplomatic pressure, and the influence of international organizations play crucial roles in shaping the behavior of states. The future of peace and security will depend on our ability to adapt to these changing realities and forge a new framework for international cooperation. This new framework must be flexible, inclusive, and capable of addressing the diverse challenges that lie ahead. Only through collaboration and a shared commitment to peace can we hope to build a stable and secure world for future generations.
So hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, and let's turn the page on a new adventure together. Get ready to experience books like never before, only on VBook 360. Like, comment, and share to support the channel and keep the video magic alive. Thank you for stopping by. And remember, every video has a story, and every story deserves to be shared. See you in the next video.